Media Network.
Now Spartans 2-on-1 into the zone. Shot. Oh! Another roof shot. 5-on-3 into the Spartans zone. What a save by Augustine. And now Michigan State back over the blue line. Ranked wide the pass. Out front.
It's time for the Adam Nightingale Show, powered by the IBEW NECA 665. Learn more at IBEWNECA665.org. The Adam Nightingale Show is also brought to you by Auto Owners Insurance, Simple Human Sense, the Munn Team, Jan and John Munn at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Tommy Raines Realtors, realtors that get results, the MSU Federal Credit Union. Spartan fans dream big with MSU Federal Credit Union. Coors Light, Mountain Cold Refreshment, Choose Chill, the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services. Raise hope and foster dreams. Start your journey to becoming a foster parent today at michigan.gov/hope for a home. The Adam Nightingale Show is also presented by One North Kitchen and Bar, making good times great. Labatt, crack some Labatt and see where it takes you. Meyer, the official grocer of Michigan State Athletics. Dean Trailways, the official ground transportation provider of Spartan Athletics. Make Dean Trailways your favorite ride. And by Shaheen Chevrolet, offering the largest inventory of new Chevys and pre-owned vehicles in Lansing. Buy, lease, trade in, or sell us your vehicle at ShaheenChevrolet.com. Relax and enjoy the Shaheen difference. Now, with head coach Adam Nightingale, here's Rob Woodward and the voice of Michigan State Spartan hockey, Scott Moore.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Adam Nightingale Show, presented by IBEW NECA 665. Coach is here, Woody is as well, and for the next 60 minutes, we'll talk about last weekend's road sweep over Canisius and a whole lot more. A little bit later in the show, we'll be joined by members of Steve Swistak's family to talk about this year's Spartans Full Strength Initiative through the month of November. So come on out to One North Kitchen and Bar on West Saginaw. Join us for dinner. And hey, if you want to join the live audience for any of our coaches' shows, make your reservation by emailing Caleb at onenorthdining.com. That's Caleb, C-A-L-E-B, at onenorthdining.com. Coach, nice couple of wins over Canisius last weekend. Your team seemed to put their heads down and just grind out a couple of wins, and sometimes that's what you need on the road.
Yeah, no, it's we talked to the group about it. It's not easy to win on the road in college hockey. You look at the scores across the country, and there's a lot of different scores, upsets, and different things that happen. So you just got to focus on yourself and playing better each night. And I thought, the first night, I thought we did some good things, but certainly not to the standard that we want to try to play. And obviously we had a couple power play goals there late, which was good to execute. But then I thought the second night was more to what we need to look like. And I thought we were tenacious, and the penalty kill did a great job, and it was good. Again, that's what you're trying to do, is build, and we were better Saturday than we were Friday.
Nice 3-0 Friday night. You had Trey Augustine in net. The 4-1 win on Saturday with Luca DePasquo in net. Did you go into the weekend knowing that you were going to split your goaltenders, or did you kind of make that decision about Luca after Friday night's game?
I think we knew going in, right, is obviously Trey's had a heck of a start for us here, but Luca's worked hard, and we got to make sure he's ready to go too. And there's going to be stretches here where where Trey, you're talking World Juniors and be out. So Trey, we've got to make sure Luca's sharp, and he's a very, very good goaltender too. I think we're blessed to have 2 or 3 great goalies and on our team, and our job's to put out the goalie or the players or defenseman forward. Doesn't matter that we give ourselves the best chance to win. And but yeah, we kind of felt like Saturday would be a good night for him.
You got the power play on the scoreboard too, and that was great to see. Got them on the board 3 times over the course of the series. They continued to play well, and this weekend they got congratulated for it.
Yeah, no, it's obviously a work in progress, and we've had some good looks. It just hasn't gone in. And I think a big thing with power play is the percentage is important, right? And that tells a story, but it's also executing at critical times. And, we get that 5-minute major in a 1-0 game on the road for them to go out and bang in 2 was real key.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about the power play, 3 for 12 on the weekend, but you had 27 shots. So we've been talking about how you have been executing, just unable to finish. So had to feel good to put those in. But you talk about the major. I want to ask you questions about the two that we took on Saturday night. Gucci already had one, and then D'Angelo had one. I'm curious on what, because the one D'Angelo, from our perspective in the radio booth, seemed like it wasn't really vicious. I'm kind of curious on what the referee explained to you on why he called that a 5-minute major. Super surprised that was due. I think Gooch got the hands of the face.
Yeah.
I can understand that one. But how about D'Angelo's call?
Yeah, no, I think it's a tough play. We've asked all of our players, right? You want to play hard, you want to play aggressive, and he's trying to close. And I think he just got his hands on his hips a little bit. And at that point, the player is not on, he's not on his edges. So it's tough for him to brace, and kind of fell at the same time.
Yeah.
But it probably looked worse than it. And I think when you watch it back, but I get, player safety is important, right? And so we got to make sure if you see a guy's numbers, you got to, maybe let him skate a little bit and then get into him. And the Gooch one is, that's the rule. And so, as soon as you open your hand and put it on a guy's mask, it's an
but that one
fight.
you get. I'm just getting like, what do you say to a player when he gets called on a 5-minute major like that? I know you said, hey, we want him to be aggressive, but you gotta watch the numbers. Like, if I'm a player, I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, I'm getting 5 and kicked out for this one?
I think it depends on it, right? It depends on that. So I already talked to Mikey after the game, and he felt bad, and and I get that, right? You don't want to put your team in that spot, but you can tell the intent. There wasn't the intent there to go out and try to smoke a guy from behind. It was a little bit of timing, and so each one of those conversations is a little different. Gooch's will be different.
I can testify.
I won't ask you about that.
I can testify that is exactly what Woody said when it happened.
Yeah.
Well, Coach, now you get a real bye week before opening Big Ten play against an Ohio State team that's taken a few people by surprise. Only 2 games that count over the course of 3 weeks. This is some great practice opportunity for you with your young squad.
Yeah, we talked about it after the weekend on Saturday. It's just practice is so important. We got to keep getting better, and obviously we got a lot to work on. And I'm not surprised by Ohio State's start. I think they have a really good roster. I think they have a really good coach, and they have a chip on their shoulder the way last year went. You look how they finished the season and in our conference. Good. Yeah, and they beat us here, right? And then they went on the road and beat Wisconsin. At Wisconsin to win the series, and then came in here and it was a dogfight in the semifinals of the Big Ten. So there's no easy nights in the Big Ten. So we got a lot to work on to be ready for it.
Well, we'll take a break here. When we come back, Woody will be in the audience with the microphone. If you have a question for Coach, get your hand up and he'll come see you. We will be back with more of the more MSU hockey talk on the Adam Nightingale Show, powered by IBEW NECA 665, right after this on the Spartan Media Network.
With full electrification of our communities on the horizon, the electrical construction industry is rapidly growing. As an IBEW apprentice, you earn a living wage while you learn, graduate debt-free, and start a great career with excellent wages, family health care, and retirement benefits. IBEW 665 and the National Electrical Contractors Association are the leaders in training the next generation of electricians. The future is electric. Learn more at IBEWNECA665.org.
Sometimes we're asked if you need to be a Spartan to be a member of Michigan State University Federal Credit Union. The answer is no. To be an MSU FCU member, you just need 3 things. 1, you love saving money and earning cash back. 2, you have a passion for supporting your community, just like we do. 3, when it comes to your future, you prefer to dream big. If this sounds like you, visit msufcu.org to get started. Of course, if you want to cheer on MSU, we're totally on board with that too. Go green.
Hey, got one more, Labatt?
Yeah, here you go.
Yo, got one more?
Sure, who are you?
Have any more?
I'll take one.
Got another Labatt?
Got one more? How did you all get in my house?
Dude, door was open. Heard you had some Labatt.
Yeah, in the fridge.
Crack some Labatt, make some friends, and see where it takes you.
Always enjoy responsibly. Beer, Labatt USA, Buffalo, New York. All rights reserved. Labatt registered U.S. trademark of Labatt Brewing Company Limited.
Hey Spartans, when it's game time, it's One North time. Just minutes from Michigan State University, One North Kitchen and Bar is your go-to spot for scratch cooking and world-class hospitality. When you're celebrating a win or catching up with friends, we've got the perfect dish to make every moment special. Join us for the MSU Coaches Shows and get closer to the action with the voices that bring Spartan spirit to life. Visit One North, where Spartan pride meets memorable meals.
Three, two, one, live.
Welcome back to the Coach Adam Nightingale Show, powered by IBEW NECA 665. Whenever you shop Meijer, you help support food rescue programs and the Simply Give program as well. You help provide a bright future for kids and support sustainability in our communities. Learn more at Meijer.com. Well, we'll take some questions from the audience here. We start in our normal spot right here in the middle with Greg Bria. Hang on, let me bring your mic up.
How you doing?
I'm doing great now that I got your mic up.
There we go. That's better. How you doing, Adam?
Good. You?
Well, we'll survive.
Yeah.
On your recent trip to Buffalo, obviously, did you get to spend much time with your brother? And when you do get together, your conversations, are they mainly family or are they mainly hockey?
Yeah. Well, yeah, you can ask my wife about that second one that we ended up talking about. But, yeah, no, I got to see him for sure. He came to our practice. He brought two of his boys to our practice on Thursday, and they got to meet some of the guys and hang out after. And then we went to dinner. I went back, got to watch one of his sons play a game at the Harbor Center there, so that was cool. And then they made it to our Friday game. And then I think one of the boys had a tournament in Toronto, so he was on the road with them. And he's got 4 kids, so another one of his boys came on Saturday, came down to the coach's room after. So yeah, it was great to see him. And yeah, it's a lot of times about family and checking in how kids are doing and wives are doing, and then eventually it ends up into hockey.
Yeah, I noticed on Thursday there were 2 young guys running around with Michigan State sweatshirts. I go,
that was Aiden and Oliver. Yep, that was Aiden and Oliver. Yeah.
I finally realized, oh, yeah, okay, that's Jason's kids.
Yeah.
Back to the audience.
Hey, Coach, with the week off this week, is there any restrictions for practice, and you kind of use it for recruiting this week?
Well, there'll be a combination. Our assistants will be on the road for sure here, this week, and some will be gone earlier, some will be gone later. I'll get out later in the week, and but yeah, we're gonna definitely use it to help our team grow. And again, we talked about it earlier. We got a young team, and practice is the best thing for our group right now, and so we got to take advantage of that. And whether it be special teams or 5-on-5 play, we've certainly got a lot to work on, and this is an opportunity to get better.
Got another one here in the front.
Coach, going into a 5-minute power play, how much of that is pre-scripted in plan, line matchups and defense pairings and so on, or do you just let the flow of the game just dictate what you're going to do next?
Yeah, fives are a little more challenging because I think it's twofold, right? As you could fry your legs if you use, typically you have 6 to 7 forwards on a team that you'll use on the kill, and maybe 5 defensemen, maybe 6, but usually around 5. Now you're talking about a 5-minute stretch, so that's why it's important for all our guys to understand what we're doing. And I think it's twofold. It's you could smoke those guys' legs that got to kill, but also some of the guys that you need. Once you get out of that, their legs can seize up on them. So, we use some guys definitely in that 5-minute stretch that maybe don't kill all the time, but it was twofold to give the guys a breather that are full-time killers, and also to keep them in the game. When we're on the power play. Oh, sorry.
Power play, yeah.
When we're on the power, we took so many 5s. I assumed you're talking about penalty kill, but well, I think that depends on the time of the game, what's going on. Typically, we have, you have 2 power play units. You may have on one unit, you usually have one unit that's pretty solidified, another one where guys are kind of jockeying for positions. It depends on what's going on in the game. If we're down by a goal, you're gonna ride those guys. If you're up, maybe it's a situation where you put just a forward line out there, especially late. Say we have a lead and there's a minute left or 30 seconds left. At that point, you probably typically we have 1 defenseman out there. We'd have 2 defensemen out there and 3 forwards, and they understand that it's almost like you're power kill where you're passing the puck around and no shots off shin pads, and make sure no one gets behind you.
Again, if you got a question, get your hand up. Woody will bring the mic to you. We will turn to Dave right now. Dave, how are you?
I'm good. Nice to
Good.
see you guys.
Good to see you.
Too, Dave.
I don't like to throw stats at you very much, Adam, but I have to do this one. The all-time leader in NHL face-off percentage is Yannick Perreault at 61%. The leader right now in the Big Ten is Matthew Wood at just about 55. Harvard is leading the NCAA as a team at 68%. But Charlie Strama last weekend took 39 draws. He won 30 of them. That's 77% on face-offs. First, what's he doing right? And second, how do you sustain something like that?
Those are really
those are good stats. Well, I don't think you look at the history of the sport that stat's probably not sustainable as far as being at 75%. I just think there's other things that go on. So I think if you look earlier in the year, I think our first games, Charlie he might have been 3 of 15. He struggled, and I think we had a conversation with him about he was being a little more cute and trying to block people with his feet, and that's a strategy I think you use if you're a guy that's 5'9" and you got to use your quickness to beat a guy. For Charlie, you're not going to find a more powerful center. So getting over the dot and raking the puck back. I mean, if you look how he's won the draws, it's pretty common that he's leading with his power and not necessarily his quickness. He definitely is a quick guy, but good on him, because that's an important, especially on the penalty kill or power play, right? If the special teams, it's really critical, right? If you win that draw on the power play, you got some zone time, or if you can win it on the kill, you're probably clearing it, and that's maybe 25, 30 seconds off. So good on Charlie. And I think the rest of our centers, that was an area we want to take a step, and so far our guys have been pretty good on the dot.
Got time for another one here. Middle back.
Kind of a two-parter, Coach. Hockey, part of why I love it so much is the sportsmanship, the enthusiasm. Absolutely love after the games, the lining up and shaking hands, and I think that's great. But I'm a little concerned. We actually talked about this last year out at the other place, but do the guys hear what's going on at the far end with the student section? Because they are getting increasingly ugly. Ooh. And it's kind of concerning, I think. But do they even hear it?
Not really. I think once you get into the game, you really tune out all that noise. You can hear, the energy of the crowd but what's actually being said. And I think that's important for our guys, right? Is you got to try to avoid distractions. And obviously if you go on the road, the other team's not going to like you and their fans aren't going to like you. And but I agree with you, right? You want to make sure the language is good, and you want to make sure, the comments are not demeaning, but that's, for our guys, I don't think they don't listen to it, and I don't think you really hear it. Once the game gets going, you just play.
Yeah, you do want it to be a family-friendly-ish environment there, and you love the support that the students bring, but you do want to kind of
for sure
keep it clean.
For
We
sure.
got time for one more in the back of the room.
Hey, Knights.
Hey.
So a question that perplexed a lot of us in the stands on Saturday night, when Gooch got his 5-minute major, we also at that same time received a 2-minute minor, and they received a 2-minute minor, yet they had a 5-on-3 power play. How does that happen?
Good question.
That is a good question. I actually think to even rewind back, they gave Gavin O'Connell got 2 penalties. If you watch the game back, the one ref called the one behind the net, and then that was the back ref, and then the other ref called another one. And so I thought when they were going in there that it was just 2, those guys, he got his 4 minutes, and then, it was a 2, and if one of them washed, but I think that one of the 2 minutes wash out. Does that make sense? So 2 minutes. So it wasn't to Gooch. It was the 2 to that guy, 2 to the other guy, and then Gooch got the 5. Yeah, exactly.
Well, we'll take a break here, and we'll talk with people from the Dr. Steven Swistak Memorial Foundation when we come back. Want to tell you that, frankly, you'll want to join us for the Michigan Sports Brief every weekday on Spartan Media Network radio stations all across the state of Michigan, presented by Frankenmuth Insurance. Find your local independent agent online at FMINS.com. We are live in Lansing with the head coach of the Spartans, Adam Nightingale. Our show is powered by IBEW NECA 665. Come on back. We're listening to the Adam Nightingale Show.
Rocket met with first-time home buyers to get real about buying a home.
When you don't understand the process, you don't know what steps to take. Money is just scary to begin with.
There's so many question marks.
I wish there was like a home ownership coach out there.
My name's Austin. I'm an executive at Rocket. We're doing a lot, but we can do more just listening to you today.
Get real solutions to real concerns. Call 800-4ROCKET.
Rocket Mortgage LLC, NMLS number 33, NMLSconsumeraccess.org, equal housing lender license in all 50 states.
Hey, Spartan fans, this is Otis Wiley, General Manager of Michigan State Sports Properties. Are you interested in becoming a corporate partner of Michigan State Athletics, supporting Michigan State student athletes through NIL? If so, please contact us by visiting msuspartans.com and locating MSU Sports Properties underneath the Fan tab.
Touchdown, MSU!
Elevate your brand's marketing and advertising efforts by partnering with Michigan State Athletics. Again, please visit us at msuspartans.com and locating MSU Sports Properties underneath the Fan tab.
He got it!
Enhance your brand's marketing and advertising efforts by partnering with Michigan State Athletics. We look forward to hearing from you and having you join the Michigan State Athletics corporate partner family. Go green and go white.
From the biggest of big games to the littlest of the little.
There you go. Go!
Run, James!
No. First base.
Go, go, go!
Whenever you shop Meijer, you help support hundreds of local sports teams across the Midwest. From some of the biggest stadiums in the state to the familiar fields down the street. You're helping make a difference to the people and places you call home. Learn more at Meijer.com/community.
3, 2, 1, live.
Welcome back to One North in Lansing on West Saginaw for more of the Adam Nightingale Show, powered by the IBEW NECA 665. And by the way, the electrical contractors of IBEW NECA 665 provide the safest, highest quality electrical work at the best value to their customers. Learn more online. The address is IBEWNECA665.org. Well, we are very happy to welcome a couple of special guests tonight. We've got Sarah Swistak Treacher and Pat Swistak. Pat is Dr. Stephen Swistak's mother, and Sarah is his sister. Thank you both for coming out here tonight.
Well, thank you for having us.
Yeah. The November focus at Amana Ice Arena is going to be on Steve, who lost a battle with esophageal cancer just as his life and career as a surgeon were starting to come together. You folks started the foundation after that. Tell me a little bit about the formation of the foundation.
Well, this is my mom's pet project. My mom gets 100% of the credit. She's the shy one. I'm the obnoxious TV one. But this has been my mom's baby. So she started a foundation initially just to keep his memory alive and keep people talking about him, because the more people who talked about him, the more it felt like he was still with us. And we have an annual golf outing that raises a lot of money for a lot of really awesome causes. And my mom works tirelessly to make that a success every year. Right, Mom? Thank you.
See, she can talk.
She can.
I wanted to talk a little bit about the different things that the foundation supports. But first, Coach, you and Steve were teammates for a couple of years at Michigan State. What kind of teammate was he?
Well, you couldn't find a better one. I mean, he was always positive, super committed. I think the way he worked both on and off the ice, and then in the classroom, and active in the community. But I when I look back for me, is I looked up to him in a lot of ways, just his ability to handle, when things didn't go his way. I think he had a way he brought a smile to the rink every day, and appreciated being a Spartan and earned every minute of it.
Definitely. Well, let's talk about what the foundation supports now. A couple of fun things that you do. Let's start with those. The Rainbow Connection and the League of Enchantment. Those both sound fantastic, and the descriptions are great.
They are fantastic. So since we started this in 2015, 2016, we've raised over $232,000 to give back to a variety of causes. Among them, the Rainbow Connection, where we grant the wishes of 2 children with terminally ill, who are terminally ill. And in the past, we've sent them to Disney, 2 kids every year to go to Disney and make those dreams come true. And then the League of Enchantment last year was our first time partnering with them. And for those who don't know, they are a bunch of volunteers who dress up as superheroes, and they visit children in the hospital. So the special connection there is that they visited my middle daughter, Chloe, when she was in the hospital and had RSV twice, so 2 years in a row. And they come all dressed up in character, and she was in isolation, so she couldn't have visitors.
Oh, boy.
And they come and they really make it a special, bring gifts and make it a special thing. So
that really, really is special. You work real closely with the Esophageal Cancer Foundation as well.
yeah, and Steve was really passionate about that too. So there's an organization called the Esophageal Cancer Action Network, whose whole mission is spreading awareness that acid reflux causes cancer, which isn't commonly known. So that is what my brother had, and ultimately what he passed from. He suffered from acid reflux pretty badly. So his cancer was where his esophagus meets his stomach, unlike in smokers, where the esophageal cancer is higher up on your esophagus. And that's their big mission. So he worked pretty closely with them to spread that message and that awareness and bring attention to that.
Are you guys working on an endowment scholarship as well in Steve's name?
We have one, don't we, Mom? Go ahead. Take it away, Pat.
Yes, we've been, since we set up our foundation, some of the fundraising we've done has gone back to Michigan State for scholarships to hockey players that are selected by the hockey team who fit the mold that we thought Steve had, hardworking, dedicated, that type of thing. So we've had 3 hockey players that we've been able to help with a scholarship that we have founded, and we're real proud about that. They are 3 wonderful boys, and they really exemplify what Steve stood for, and we're so proud to be able to help them out going forward.
We're going to take a quick break here, but I got more questions for you, so stay with us. Spartan fans, gear up with an MSU FCU Visa credit card featuring the Spartan helmet. It's the perfect way to show your Spartan pride while earning cash back on every purchase. Apply now at msufcu.org and make every purchase a proud Spartan moment. We'll be back with more of the Adam Nightingale Show, powered by IBEW NICA 665, after this break on the Spartan Media Network.
The U.S. is experiencing the worst blood shortage we've seen in 20 years. Give blood this season, and you can help save up to 3 lives each time. Join me and Abbott so we can save more lives together. Let's make Spartan Nation the #1 blood donor in the Big Ten.
Join me as I take a deep dive into the least insulted ticketing app in history, SeatGeek. Did SeatGeek invent the ticket? No, but we do make them work. Drum roll, please. Ooh, how do I use the seat view feature?
It shows seats with a pole blocking the view. Don't buy those.
What if I want to sit behind a pole?
Buy those.
Join me as I bore you to death with a series of interviews about a ticketing app that just does what it's supposed to do.
The U.S. is experiencing the worst blood shortage we've seen in 20 years. Give blood this season, and you can help save up to 3 lives each time. Join me and Abbott so we can save more lives together. Let's make Spartan Nation the #1 blood donor in the Big Ten.
Foster parent, you play a lot of roles.
Provider, giving a foster child a safe home, healthy meals, and hope.
You're always there.
You're a cheerleader. Your family. You would do anything for a child in your care.
Every day is different. Every need is different. But one of the most impactful roles you can play in life is being a foster parent. See why at michigan.gov/hope for a home. A message from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services.
Skill is a game changer. And when the doctors you know and trust team up with one of the nation's top health systems, the possibilities are endless. Sparrow is now University of Michigan Health Sparrow. So together, we can bring more specialized expertise, more of the latest treatments, and more of the best possible care closer to you. Discover what's possible at uofmhealthsparrow.org.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
3, 2, 1, live.
Welcome back to the Adam Nightingale Show, powered by IBEW NECA 665. Whether your move is across town or across the nation, the MUN team can help. Whether you're in the market to buy, sell, or both, check out the MUN team online at munteam.com. That's Jan and John Munn, serving buyers and sellers since 1985. They are realtors who get results. We are visiting with Sarah Swistak Treacher and Pat Swistak from the Dr. Stephen Swistak Memorial Foundation. They're going to be recognized during our Spartans Full Strength initiative during the month of November. I did see in some of the information that we're going to have a special guest doing a puck drop for us. Let's talk about that a little bit.
Okay, Mom, rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
We're real excited to have Steve's daughter do the puck drop. She was born 3 months to the day before he passed, and she knows him only through photos and through stories that we've been able to tell about him and that type of thing. So she's real excited to be a part of this and to see where her dad played and meet fellow Spartans and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully if you see her wandering around, please give her a high five or something, because she'll be a little nervous, but she's excited to be there.
And the foundation will have a table on the concourse during the games, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So stop by and learn more about it. You mentioned the golf outing, and this is a big one for you. And this year is a big year too, right?
This year will mark 10 years. So
10 years.
Yep. I told you this is my mom's pet project. So when she started, her goal was to make it to 10 years. So this is a big anniversary for us. And this year will be July 26th at the Tanglewood Golf Club in South Lyon. So if you have some time on your hands, even if you don't golf, there's plenty to do for non-golfers.
I would imagine that you'll have information about that on the concourse.
We will.
Yeah, definitely. And the other thing that'll happen during the month is we did this again last year. The purple I honor signs will be up there for people to sign, and we'll post them in the arena all month long. I got to thinking about it today. Sadly, the program has lost too many souls to this disease, and I'm not sure you could find anyone who hasn't been affected in some way or another by cancer.
It seems to be everywhere, and it's just awful. So, I mean, we're so honored that you've chosen to recognize Steve in this way, and the work that my family is doing to keep his memory alive and to have us be part of this special event throughout the month of November is just awesome to us. Hockey was life to my brother. So, and once you're in MUN, it is like this crazy, goofy, kooky family brotherhood of men, but then like siblings are welcome too, and parents. I mean, it really is such a tight knit bond. So for us, 10 years after his passing, to come together, to be back in MUN, to be promoting his nonprofit and talking about him again in the place that he literally called home. He spent more time in MUN than anywhere else. It's such an honor to our family, and we're truly blessed.
Well,
yeah, I'd add too. Like I've been in the golf outing a few times, and part of my job, I end up playing in a lot of outings, and this is the best one I've been a part of. It's run first class. You can feel the purpose of it. Obviously, a ton of time and effort put into it, but you go to different outings, and they're all great. But for me, this one's unique and special. So if you're listening, or you're here and you're a golfer, and I would even say it's a very winnable tournament looking at some of the talent of the golfers that are in it. So if you have a good team and you're interested in winning a tournament, I'd sign up.
Well, Sarah Swistak Treacher, Pat Swistak, thank you very much for taking a little time to visit with us here.
Thank you
Thank you
very
so
much.
much for having us.
Okay, before we get to a break, Rob has been giving us memorable moments all season. And Rob, you got another one here.
I do. We're going to go back to December 6th of 2013. Michigan State was hosting top-ranked Minnesota that night. We ended up tying them 2-2 at Munn. It was the Spartans' inaugural Big Ten game, and it was also the first shootout ever in the newly formed Big Ten. That shootout was won by Michigan State, so we did earn the extra point that night. That's our memorable moment of the evening.
That is definitely a good one. Raise hope and foster dreams by starting your journey to becoming a foster parent today. Visit michigan.gov/hope for a home to learn more on how you can support children of all ages in our community. The Adam Nightingale Show, powered by IBEW NICA 665, will continue with a visit from Neil Koepke after this on the Spartan Media Network.
Sometimes we're asked if you need to be a Spartan to be a member of Michigan State University Federal Credit Union. The answer is no. To be an MSU FCU member, you just need 3 things. 1, you love saving money and earning cash back. 2, you have a passion for supporting your community, just like we do. 3, when it comes to your future, you prefer to dream big. If this sounds like you, visit msufcu.org to get started. Of course, if you want to cheer on MSU, we're totally on board with that too. Go green.
It's a $3,000 minimum for your trade event at Shaheen Chevrolet. We're offering $3,000 minimum trade-in for your vehicle. No matter what you buy, lease or purchase any new Chevy and drive away in style. Lease a Chevy Trax for $265 a month. Step up to a rugged Silverado for $215 a month. Save over $10,000. Or the versatile Equinox can be yours for $160 a month. But hurry, these deals won't last long. Head to ShaheenChevrolet.com today and take advantage of our $3,000 minimum trade-in event. Together, let's drive.
Skill is a game changer. And when the doctors you know and trust team up with one of the nation's top health systems, the possibilities are endless. Sparrow is now University of Michigan Health Sparrow. So together, we can bring more specialized expertise, more of the latest treatments, and more of the best possible care closer to you. Discover what's possible at uofmhealthsparrow.org.
Our lives are a collection of experiences, from fender benders and soggy basements to great joy and growing families. Sometimes life is unplanned. Knowing that your insurance provider is always close by offers comfort. At Farm Bureau Insurance, the experience you get with our local trusted advisors is different. From financial security to a helping hand, Farm Bureau understands the experience matters. Find an agent who can protect what matters to you.
3, 2, 1, live.
Welcome back. We're back with more Spartan hockey on the Adam Nightingale Show, powered by IBEW NICA 665. I'm Scott Moore. Rob Woodward is here. Adam Nightingale is here. And Neil Koepke is moving into position here. But before we get any further, we've got an alumni spotlight for you again tonight. And this week we're spotlighting John Michael Lyles. He played for Michigan State from 99 through the 2003 season. While he was with the Spartans, JM was a plus 45 and amassed 182 points on 44 goals and 138 assists, patrolled the blue line with defensive partner and current MSU Director of Player Development Brad Fast, and earned multiple awards during his 4 years at MSU. Some, but not all, included two-time CCHA Best Offensive Defenseman Award, CCHA First Team honors, and being selected as a first-team All-American his senior year. Upon leaving East Lansing, Lyles had an exceptional 14-year NHL career with stops in Colorado, Toronto, and in Boston. Today, JM and his wife and 2 daughters live in Vail, Colorado. We saw them last year when we were out to play against Air Force. He's with Sotheby's, easy for me to say, Sotheby's International Realty, where he works as a developer, consultant, and real estate broker, serves as the president of the Colorado Avalanche Alumni Association, and when not busy with all of that, he's got a part-time role as a studio analyst for Altitude Sports, covering Colorado Avalanche games, where he appears on the network live during Avalanche games intermissions. And I've caught a few of those, and they are quite hilarious at times.
Yes, they are. Yeah.
JM's got a great sense of humor, and he does a great job on that. So that's our alumni spotlight for today, John Michael Lyles. Oh, hang on, Woody. There you go.
Before we get going with Neil here, they do have some sweatshirts and glasses and hats back here for the Swistak Fund. So before you guys leave, come on back here. All the money goes towards the fund, and so let's do our best to support that. Anytime you guys want to come in the room, just come on and by and purchase some. If you're driving by right now, swing on into One North, pick up a sweatshirt.
That's right. And now we do introduce Neil Koepke, our college hockey encyclopedia. He always keeps his fingers on the pulse of the sport. And Neil, we're only 5 weeks in, but there are some big stories brewing in college
before
hockey.
Neil gets going. Wouldn't it be fun? We need to set something up like a Jeopardy style contest between Neil Koepke and Dave Ellis.
That would be great. That would be fun.
Yep, that would be.
That'd be
Dave is bowing. He says Neil has him beat already.
Somewhat.
So Neil, what are some of the big stories going on?
Well, we've only been, like you say, 5 weeks in, and there's not a lot of major surprises. The teams that we thought were going to be pretty good have been pretty good. The Spartans, obviously, and Denver, number one with an undefeated record. Minnesota, Ohio State has gotten off to a 5-0-1 start. That's probably one of the surprises. And I think the other two teams that are undefeated so far is Colorado College at 4-0 and Maine making some noise in Hockey East at 4-0-1. So basically, because of the fact that not a lot of surprises, but one might be Ohio State's early run at 5-0-1 and beating Wisconsin twice in Madison. And then last week, taking care of business in a non-conference series with Bowling Green home and home. And then maybe the big disappointment surprise would be Wisconsin, who have lost 4 in a row now. They've started the season with an exhibition victory over Omaha, but then came back and started their season at home against Lindenwood and got upset the first night, I believe 3-2. Then the next night, they had a rally to tie it and go into overtime, and then they won that game. So then they played Ohio State and probably thinking, okay, now we can get back on track. Well, what happens? Ohio State sweeps them in Madison. And then unfortunately for the Badgers, the next series was at Denver, number one Denver. They played a very close game on Friday. Saturday, Denver dominated like 6-1, and the Badgers limped home with a 1-5-1 record. But, as much as these teams, they start slow or start fast, it can change very fast. And that's what the month of November, I think, will happen to see. And you got to realize that there are 6 teams in college hockey, the Ivy League schools, that haven't even played yet.
Right.
Cornell is considered the favorite, and they have been ranked number 9 or 10 all season. And there's one guy out there that is voting them number 1 ever since the preseason tournament. So they haven't moved much with other teams winning and losing and so forth. So Cornell this week opens their season for the first time this season and basically has to host North Dakota. So next week, North Dakota wins 2. Cornell drops down. The guy votes for somebody else, or maybe Cornell sweeps. And not only does the guy keep voting for Cornell, but maybe somebody else does too.
That will be interesting to keep our eyes on, is whether they still are getting a vote for first place.
Exactly.
Next week. Indeed.
Neil, are you allowed to say who that one guy is? Everybody out?
I don't even know.
You don't know?
No. There's one guy that votes for Cornell number 1 all season, and there's another guy that votes for Minnesota number 1 for most of the season. So it's pretty much unanimous that Denver is number 1, except it's 48 votes, 1 for Minnesota, 1 for Cornell. And I've never tried to figure that out, but I assume it's some guy that is familiar with the ECAC that he thinks that Cornell is the team, and not only are they the team, but they're better than anybody else in college hockey.
We'll find out.
We'll
soon
find
enough.
out soon
Who's,
enough.
who's the Neil Koepke top 5 in college hockey right now?
The Neil Koepke top 5, as voted by yesterday's poll, was
I want to know voted by you.
Yeah.
No, voted me in the poll. The way I voted in yesterday's
You
poll.
voted.
Yeah.
Okay.
It would be Denver.
Not what the poll is, but how
No,
you voted.
but it is the poll.
Yeah. Okay.
It will
All
find
right.
out. Denver 1, Boston College 2, and I've been voting Michigan State 3 ever since the season started. And they've been 4, though, because BU had that 3rd. Well, BU this weekend went to North Dakota.
Speaking of North Dakota, yeah.
Yep. And they lost bad the first night, won the second night. So a lot of people dropped them down, and that way the poll is now. It's BC, it's Denver, BC, Michigan State, Minnesota, and BU goes to 5th. North Dakota is 6th. Maine is 7th, which is a pretty surprise team, but Maine is coming on. Colorado College is 8, 9 is Cornell, and 10 is St. Cloud. So that's the top 10.
All right, we've got more to talk with Neil about as well. But Rob, do you have a college hockey fun fact for us?
I certainly do. Let me get my readers on here. All right, so this weekend, sitting in the hotel room watching a little college football, they started talking about the Heisman Trophy and the different positions that have won the Heisman Trophy and the distribution. You know, a lot of quarterbacks, obviously. So it got me wondering for the Hobie Baker, how that was distributed as far as by position. So Hobie Baker, we all know, is the Heisman of college hockey, given away in 1981 for the first time to Neil. Do you know? This is your Jeopardy question.
1981 would have been
the
Neil,
first winner.
Neil Broughton.
Neil Broughton out of Minnesota.
Spelled
Very
wrongly with an N-E-A-L, by the way.
Very good, Neil. I'm impressed, yeah. Macklin Celebrini, of course, won it last year. So it's been given out 44 times. And the breakdown of position, what do you think is first? What position?
Center.
Center, right. 18 centers have won it. 11 left wings, 9 defensemen, 3 right wings, and 3 goalies. Of course, we know one of those goalies, Ryan Miller, won it in 2001. Dryden McKay in 2022. And Rob Stauber in 1988 for the University of Minnesota.
Yep, he was the
That's
first.
our college hockey fun fact. Of course, we have Kip Miller winning it here at Michigan State as well.
Yep,
That's my
exactly.
freshman year, 1990. Kip was unreal. Best hands I've ever seen.
All right, and we'll go from our fun fact to our Alumni Hall Spartan hockey trivia question. The winner gets tickets to an MSU home game. You'll pick your tickets at Alumni Hall retails or their retail location in the Eastwood Town Center in Lansing. Here's the question. For the first time this weekend, one Spartan player did not get a game winner. Up until this point, 3 game winners, all to the same Spartan player. Who has a guess at who it was?
Gail's first here.
Gail got her hand up there.
That was Danny Russell.
That was Danny Russell. Congratulations, Gail.
Gail.
You're gonna
Nice.
get some merchant or some tickets rather from Alumni Hall. Global healthcare leader Abbott, MSU, and the Big Ten need you to donate blood for the We Give Blood Drive competition. Let's make MSU the Big Ten champion of blood donation. To find out more, visit big10.org/Abbott. Contact the local blood donation center to sign up, or head over to the Breslin Center on Wednesday when Michigan State will have their official blood drive. Help Michigan State become the winner in blood donation in the Big Ten. We're live with the head coach of the Spartans, Adam Nightingale. Tonight's show powered by IBEW NECA 665. You're listening to the Adam Nightingale Show.
The U.S. is experiencing the worst blood shortage we've seen in 20 years. Give blood this season, and you can help save up to 3 lives each time. Join me and Abbott so we can save more lives together. Let's make Spartan Nation the #1 blood donor in the Big Ten.
Join me as I take a deep dive into the least insulted ticketing app in history, SeatGeek. Did SeatGeek invent the ticket?
No, but we do make them work.
Drum roll, please. Ooh, how do I use the Seat View feature?
It shows seats with a pole blocking the view. Don't buy those.
What if I want to sit behind a pole?
Buy those.
Join me as I bore you to death with a series of interviews about a ticketing app that just does what it's supposed to do.
Please contact us by visiting msuspartans.com and locating MSU Sports Properties underneath the Fan tab.
Touchdown, MSU!
Elevate your brand's marketing and advertising efforts by partnering with Michigan State Athletics. Again, please visit us at msuspartans.com and locating MSU Sports Properties underneath the Fan tab.
He got it!
Enhance your brand's marketing and advertising efforts by partnering with Michigan State Athletics. We look forward to hearing from you and having you join the Michigan State Athletics corporate partner family. Go green and go white.
Rocket met with first-time home buyers to get real about buying a home.
When you don't understand the process, you don't know what steps to take.
Money is just scary to begin with. There's so many question marks.
I wish there was like a home ownership coach out there.
My name's Austin. I'm an executive at Rocket. We're doing a lot, but we can do more just listening to you today.
Get real solutions to real concerns. Call 800-4ROCKET.
Rocket Mortgage LLC, LMLS number 33, LMLSconsumeraccess.org, equal housing lender license in all 50 states.
3, 2, 1, live.
Welcome back to the Adam Nightingale Show, powered by IBEW NICA 665. We're live from One North Kitchen and Bar on Lansing's west side. One North Kitchen and Bar offers outdoor seating, curbside pickups, and don't forget all the MSU coaches shows. Make your reservation by emailing Caleb at onenorthdining.com. Neil, you got a little update on a recent Spartan.
Yes, a recent Spartan. Artie Levshnoff made his pro debut over the weekend for the Rockford Ice Hogs of the American Hockey League. And he made it in Manitoba, where he basically played his first game. He got an assist, 3 shots on goal, and was a +1 ± record. And the Moose, actually the Rockford team, beat the Moose 5-3. They played the next day too. And Artie didn't have any points, but he got 2 shots on goal and was a 0 ±. But Rockford lost 3-1.
Okay.
So pretty soon, maybe we'll see him in Chicago. But for now, he's going to settle in and play for the Rockford Ice Hogs and get his feet wet in the pro game.
We had that on before the game. We were watching on our computers, and he looked really good. And I don't think he'll be there that long. I think he'll play a little bit here and get his feet wet. But he definitely looked like a guy that was ready to make the next step.
That's great for him.
It's going to be a quick trip. We've got about a minute and a half here. Neil, you wanted to talk about the big story.
The big story off the ice this week or the past few months or so has been the expectation that Canadian major junior hockey players would be eligible to play college hockey. The NCAA Council is expected to vote on the new legislation on November 7th, and it would go into effect for August 25th. So that means that college teams could not bring in CHL players at the mid-semester break at Christmas. But now major junior players once were considered ineligible because the NCAA considered them in a pro league because they got money, and also pro players, players with pro contracts were playing in the league. But now with the NIL and all the money that's going into college players, it was what was the difference between them and the college and the junior players. So now with a couple of lawsuits, the NCAA knew they probably couldn't win. So they basically said, let's make eligible players brought from the major junior leagues to come into college. And that will probably be in effect next year. And that's certainly going to change some recruiting situations for the big coaches, right?
For sure. No, it sounds like it's moving that way. And so you're talking about roughly 60 teams, about 1,300 more players that potentially are eligible to play college hockey. So better buckle up, assistants. A lot more players to get out there and evaluate. But I think it'll, we're looking for the best players, and
better where they are, you'll get them.
Exactly.
Go after them.
Yep. Exactly. We'll be back with more of the Adam Nightingale Show, powered by IBEW NICA 665, right after this on the Spartan Media Network.
Do you need an electric vehicle charger installed? Whether for a home, business, school, or more, IBEW NECA 665 contractors are the experts in EV charging installations. Our electricians aren't just licensed. We have advanced training and certification through the Electric Vehicle Infrastructure Training Program, or EVITP. The EVITP gives us the most comprehensive training available, which means we install EV chargers to the highest standards of quality and safety. Visit IBEWNECA665.org to find a contractor for your next project.
Sometimes we're asked if you need to be a Spartan to be a member of Michigan State University Federal Credit Union. The answer is no. To be an MSU FCU member, you just need 3 things. 1, you love saving money and earning cash back. 2, you have a passion for supporting your community, just like we do. 3, when it comes to your future, you prefer to dream big. If this sounds like you, visit msufcu.org to get started. Of course, if you want to cheer on MSU, we're totally on board with that too. Go green.
So, got one for you, boss.
Oh, yeah?
What's black, white, and dented all over?
I give up.
The company truck. I know, but thanks to our agent, we've already submitted an insurance claim and can track the status right from the app. Auto owners pays what they owe without any hassle.
Lucky for you, that's simple human sense.
Ask your independent agent if auto owners make sense for you.
From the biggest of big games to the littlest of the little.
There you go. Go!
Run, James!
No. First base!
Go, go, go!
Whenever you shop Meijer, you help support hundreds of local sports teams across the Midwest. From some of the biggest stadiums in the state to the familiar fields down the street. You're helping make a difference to the people and places you call home. Learn more at Meijer.com/community.
3, 2, 1, live.
Welcome back for more of the Adam Nightingale Show, powered by IBEW NECA 665. Neil, thanks so much for being with us tonight. We'll do this again. Let's do this 2 or 3 times during the season.
And then we can talk Hobie Baker candidates without having to play his 5 games and all that.
As we get a little bit further into it. No games this weekend. The Spartan hockey team will get back to action November 8th and 9th at home against Ohio State. There's no radio show next week with men's basketball starting to tip off and all that. The Tom Izzo show will start next week. Our next show will be on Monday, November 11th. And that's when we'll recap the Ohio State series and look ahead to a visit from the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame. Thanks to Coach, thanks to Woody, thanks to Neil, thanks to Sarah and Pat Swistak for their contribution. Thanks to Noah Kelly back in the studio. I'm Scott Moore. Till the next time, go green.
You've been listening to the Adam Nightingale Show on the Spartan Media Network from Playfly Sports, powered by the IBEW NECA 665. Learn more at IBEWNECA665.org. The Adam Nightingale Show has also been brought to you by Shaheen Chevrolet, offering the largest inventory of new Chevys and pre-owned vehicles in Lansing. Buy, lease, trade in, or sell us your vehicle at ShaheenChevrolet.com. Relax and enjoy the Shaheen difference. Dean Trailways, the official ground transportation provider of Spartan Athletics. Make Dean Trailways your favorite ride. Meijer, the official grocer of Michigan State Athletics. Labatt, crack some Labatt and see where it takes you. One North Kitchen and Bar, making good times great. The Michigan Department of Health and Human Services. Raise hope and foster dreams. Start your journey to becoming a foster parent today at michigan.gov/hope for a home. Coors Light, mountain cold refreshment. Choose chill. The MSU Federal Credit Union. Spartan fans dream big with MSU Federal Credit Union. The Munn Team. Jan and John Munn at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. Tommy Raines Realtors. Realtors that get results. And by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense. The Adam Nightingale Show has been a presentation of Playfly Sports in partnership with Michigan State Athletics. All rights reserved. Join us next time right here on the Spartan Media Network.